How long does it take you to finish a track? Go on, think about it. If your answer involves the words "it depends" or maybe a few weeks, this video is for you. Here's something that I had to learn the hard way after years of producing for TV commercials and for feature films as well. For the biggest brands and agencies, speed is a professional skill. Not a talent, a skill. And like any skill, you can build systems around it. Today, I'm going to walk you through my system of how I produce faster without cutting any corners on the quality. They're not hacks, not shortcuts, but systems. Let's get into it. Every time you're choosing to open a blank session, you're paying a tax. You're spending mental energy choosing your routing, loading up instruments, loading up plugins, loading up tracks, loading up sends, checking if all the routings are done properly, and then starting the project. So before you've played even a single note, your energy starts dropping off. The fix? Templates. If you're new to the term, a template just means some settings, routings, and behaviors that you've set up in your software. So the next time when you load up a project, all of those settings are automatically there. And it's not supposed to be a generic starting point which you can just copy paste from someone else. It's supposed to be your best work saved as a template which you can reuse and start working faster. And I have a hack for it. Just load up your most recent project which you're happy with. In Logic, Ableton, FL Studio, anything works. Now delete all the audio files, the MIDI files that you may have recorded during the session and keep it all very clean. But keep the channel strip settings. Keep the sends for the reverbs and the delays that you've used. Keep your master chain, your parallel compression, all of that alive and save that as your template. Now every new session starts at 70%. You're not building the studio every single time. You're just making the music. And here's a pro tip. Build a genre specific template. If you are working on 2 or 3 different niches, for example, mine is pop, electronica, and some ambient music, I have different templates for each of the music genres. So what happens is whenever I feel like doing a certain kind of a song, I will start with those templates. And the settings differ as well, because for pop music, I might require a tight kind of reverb, whereas in an ambient music style, I might need something that is big, huge, and drawn out. So I set up my settings accordingly. Now, I need another honest answer from you. How much time do you actually spend searching for sounds mid-session? I've done it before and I've watched producers almost lose an entire hour trying to find the right sounds or even a simple whoosh or a rise up and drop sounds. And whilst that is still a secondary process, many of them also keep on searching for the right synth sound, the right instrument, which loses out on your time when you're in a creative flow state. And the solution is something which you've probably overlooked, your favorites folder. Most of the music softwares will have a favoriting system like starring or adding to favorites, so use it aggressively. Every time you find a preset in your instrument that you love, star it. Every time you use a drum kit and think, oh, I love this sound, start it. In this way, you are curating your own sound library. You're pre-making decisions so you don't have to do them in the heat of creativity. Think of your favorites as your first circle, your vetted ones, your favorite ones. Because even though you may need to switch them up a bit later, having your favorite sounds makes your music production way faster. This is especially important for pads, textures, atmospheres, and pianos, the sounds that set the emotional tone of your track. When you can pull those up in 30 seconds instead of 30 minutes, your workflow changes completely. Now this next point is for all the singer producers out there like myself. If you have vocals on your productions or work with vocalists often, one of the biggest time sinks in any session is opening up that vocal chain bit by bit, putting on noise gates, checking it out, putting on compression, EQs, where you're working with the same voice or in the same studio space. Producers often spend a lot of time just trying to get that vocal to sit right and then having to start all over again with the next session. But what if all of it took just 5 minutes? Build a vocal chain. Save it as a channel strip preset. What does this mean? Set up your chain using a denoiser, a de-reverb if you need it in your home studio, an auto-tune, a compressor, a second EQ, something to light it up like mag EQ, and something to reduce the resonances like Soothe. I have made previous videos videos on how to build your vocal chain, and if you need any more info on this, I'll be happy to help you out. Just comment down in the video. Now once you have this chain ready, just save it and it's ready for every single session. How I work is I sing my own vocals, and I also have a few vocalists who do studio sessions with me. So for all of them and for myself, I've kept different chains which I've worked on some point before, and now every time they come or I want to record, the chain is ready in 3 minutes. It saves me and them so much time. So now that I have a starting point, every time I start a session, I can immediately put my vocals on that vocal chain and test out how the song will sound like in the final stages. Of course, I'll be doing a lot more tweaking later on with the vocal chain, but at least in the beginning, I directly have a reference point to judge the song or the music production. In the modern world of having 1,000 plugins out there and so many samples to choose from on Splice and other sites, you tend to forget that your music software has so many good sounds and plugins. Say you're using something like Logic Pro, you have an absolutely world-class library sitting there. Drummer tracks, Alchemy presets, Apple loops, they are professionally recorded and optimized for Logic's engine. Using them is not lazy, it's efficient, especially when you have an idea but you want to make something around that idea. My own move, I have an electric piano on my template loaded up. The minute I think of something, I start to match the tempo and put up the chords of the same. Once I've played it and I like it, I use Logic Pro's chord tracking feature to get the chords out to my chord track. And now I can go into the Apple loops with the context of my played chords. And now I'm searching with intention. And if you're using Splice, the same logic applies. Splice is as fast as the keywords you can use. And that takes me to the last point, which is very important. Let me reframe something for you. Music theory gets talked about as a creative skill, whereas genre knowledge gets spoken of as music nerd trivia. But I want to argue that genre literacy is actually a production speed skill. Here's why. When you understand a genre deeply, not just I like this vibe, but all the names associated with the genre, the next time you have an idea in your mind, you know what genre you're thinking of. And you can use the same keywords to get the samples faster in Splice and in Logic itself. Also, if you know the genre well, you'll understand what tempo it sits in. So you kind of have a starting point already with the tempo, the key, and the sounds. Also, understanding what some words mean in sound is very important. For you to understand what aggressive drum sounds like versus ambient drums versus brush drum kits is very important, and the similar stuff in textures and atmospheric sounds as well. Also, understanding some key theory aspects like minor and major scales, how they sound like, is very important for you to search for the right kind of sounds. So how do you actually build it? Actively listen. When you discover a track you love, pull it apart. Look up the subgenre. Look up what the other producers in that lane are doing. Watch breakdowns. There are amazing song breakdowns out there on YouTube itself. Read interviews. This research will pay you off directly in the studio. Okay, so here's how a fast, high quality session looks like when you're ready with everything. You open your genre specific template. You've already worked this out because of the genre literacy. Your routings, setups, instruments are all ready. You go to your favorites and pull up a pad you've used and loved. Emotional tone locked in under 2 minutes. You load your vocal chain on the singer's track. First take itself is listenable, polished, and ready to evaluate. No troubleshooting needed. You use the Chord Track in Logic Pro to confirm your harmonic foundation. You use Logic loops or Splice and search for specific keywords. You find the loop you need in under 2 to 3 minutes, not 30 minutes. In 2 hours, you have a complete first draft, not a demo, a first draft with real bones and real direction. That's what speed systems actually look like. No rush jobs. Intentional preparation so that when inspiration hits you, nothing is slowing you down. Now, I need to be honest with you. These systems take time building up. Setting up templates, setting up your favorite sounds, getting on your genre literacy, all of that takes time. It's not an instant job, but it's an investment. And if you're just starting out, some of this might not apply because you're still figuring out your genre, your workflow, your settings. And that's fine. Start small. Build one template. Start 10 presets. One vocal chain. The point is to start building systems alongside your creative developments. I myself have switched up my template almost 10 to 12 times right now, adding something which I might have not put in the initial draft but then saving it as a new template. And now my workflow has gone significantly faster, because the faster you can execute your ideas, the more ideas you'll actually finish. And in this career, finishing is everything. I'd also love to know what else you do in order to make your system faster. And if any of this helped, just press a like and subscribe, because every week we are putting up videos for singers and producers who have a dream and produce from their own home studio. I'm Saurabh, this is VoCasa, and I'll see you in the next one.